It's 3 a.m. The room is cozy. Your pillow is perfectly soft. And everything around you is an open invitation to drift off into a deep sleep. But then, out of nowhere and without warning, your mind decides to dig up an old file. You suddenly remember that cringeworthy thing you said to a colleague 5 years ago. You relive that moment you tripped in front of strangers, or that laugh that slipped out at the worst possible time. In that instant, you feel a sharp pang in your chest. Your stomach ties itself in knots, and you're hit with a desperate urge to travel back in time just to stay silent, or to simply vanish. Why now? And why this specific moment that no one else remembers but you? You aren't strange, and you're definitely not alone in this forced all-nighter. Your brain isn't trying to torture you, it's just trying to protect you in its own harsh, heavy-handed way. Have you ever wondered why the details of our greatest triumphs seem to fade, while our tiny blunders stay etched in our memories in crystal-clear 4K? This late-night intrusion isn't random. It is part of the survival symphony orchestrated by your brain. In psychology, we don't remember events exactly as they happened. Instead, we remember the emotional intensity attached to them. The human mind possesses what scientists call a negativity bias. Think of your brain as a historical archive that isn't interested in chronicling the good times as much as it is in recording days of danger. In prehistoric times, social rejection or looking like a fool in front of the tribe meant one thing: exile. And back then, exile was a death sentence. So, when that awkward memory strikes, the amygdala, your brain's internal alarm system, triggers an immediate response, making the threat feel as if it's happening right now. Your brain isn't replaying the scene for the sake of self-flagellation, it's a virtual simulation. It's essentially saying, look, we messed up here. Make sure this never happens again so we can keep our spot in the group. You aren't just remembering a cringe moment, you're remembering a failed survival attempt. But why is this mechanism so much more, quote, dialed up in some people than in others? Why can some simply laugh off their blunders while others feel like they're drowning in them? This is where we shift our focus from the, quote, human brain in general to your personal history in particular. During childhood, we build what psychologists call an acceptance schema. If you grew up in an environment where mistakes were met with ridicule, or where love was, quote, conditional on being perfect, your developing brain programmed itself to see any, quote, slip-up as an existential threat. That haunting, awkward moment is, in reality, your, quote, inner child still trembling with the fear of being deemed worthless. You've learned to monitor yourself with excessive hypervigilance as a preemptive defense, criticizing yourself, quote, internally before anyone else can do it, quote, externally. Shame has become a self-imposed shackle designed to keep you from failing again, but you've forgotten that these same chains are now keeping you from moving forward. Here lies the stunning paradox your mind refuses to accept. You are living as a victim of the spotlight effect. You move through the world as if a giant camera is tracking your every move, casting a harsh glare on your every flaw. You're convinced that everyone remembers that one word you stumbled over, but the truth is far simpler. Everyone else is far too busy cringing at their own blunders to notice yours. In a famous study at Cornell University, students were asked to wear embarrassing t-shirts before walking into a crowded room. They predicted that at least 50% of the people would notice their wardrobe mishap. In reality, only 20% even blinked. Your brain overestimates the memory of others just to keep you on high alert, creating a bitter internal conflict. You strive for perfection to win admiration, yet psychology proves that we are actually more drawn to those who make occasional, relatable mistakes. We love humans who mirror our own imperfections. We are unsettled by machines that seem too perfect. That very flaw you try so hard to hide might just be the bridge that connects you to the hearts of others. So, how do we escape this mental prison? How do we transform this file from a tool of torture into a silent teacher? It doesn't require a miracle, just a quiet reprogramming through a few practical steps. Name the beast technique. The next time a cringeworthy memory attacks, don't say, I'm an idiot. Instead, say, my brain is currently engaging its negativity bias. When you label the feeling, you strip it of its power over you. The compassion check. Imagine your best friend is going through this exact moment. What would you say to them? Would you scold them? Most likely, you'd tell them it's no big deal. Why then do you offer others mercy while giving yourself the whip? The imperfect mastery experiment. Start small. Purposely make a tiny, harmless mistake in your day. Order your coffee slightly wrong or wear mismatched socks. Watch the world's reaction. You'll soon realize that the monster you feared is nothing more than a phantom of your imagination. These small steps don't change the past, but they fundamentally change its impact on you. You aren't erasing the memory, you are simply neutralizing. In the end, those moments that wake you up at 3 a.m. are not a sign of weakness. They are a gentle tax you pay for possessing a conscious mind that strives to be better. Someone who has no embarrassing memories is someone who has never dared to push their own boundaries. Make peace with your stumbles. They are the scars that tell the story of your courage, the courage to be human in a world that fakes perfection. Sleep peacefully now, for the person you were in that old memory no longer exists. Today, you are wiser, more mature, and far more deserving of love. Tell me in the comments, what is the one memory that used to haunt you, but now, after these few minutes, you feel ready to forgive yourself for? Share your story with us so we can all see that we are partners in this beautiful confusion. And if these words touch something deep within your soul, perhaps you'd like to join us on our next journey. Thank you for listening with your heart before your mind.